Hello everybody and good evening. And we've just finished our 4th day now in Costa Rica, our 2nd day in La Fortuna. And we've had some two absolutely corking trips today. Let me tell you what the 2 trips are. The first trip was we went by horse to the jungle. We got off the horses and we went down through the jungle, through some steep steps and towards this very well known waterfall, which is it's on everything that's advertised for things to do in Costa Rica. It's that waterfall. When we finished there, we came back and we rode the horses back as well. So that was a fantastic experience. And then in the evening, we've just literally got back from it. We've been on an evening, kind of safari in the jungle, looking at some many creatures in the jungle, lots of frogs, various different species of frogs.
Insects.
Yes, insects. You can probably hear in the sidelines, there's somebody else here. Hello, Dan. You all right? We've had a good day, haven't we?
It's been amazing, yes.
Yeah.
What a day.
So, yeah, so we've I was just explaining the second thing there. So now what it is, let's tell them about it first. So we went to a farm, basically, and we were after we did the tour of in the jungle, which is all their land.
Well, I think we should, so the family that own, it's like a reserve.
It is. I
like
was coming to that. I was just going to get this out of my system first, Dan.
Alright, go on.
All right, it's got to jump.
I'll let you go. You get it all
It's
out.
got to jump in, hasn't it?
Get it all out.
I knew what I was doing, you know,
Go
Dan.
on.
You know.
You go.
Anyway, yeah, so we're invited to this farm where we do the tour in the jungle bits to the side of the farm, and then we had dinner there as well, which was cooked by the farmer's wife. Home cooked food, 3-course dinner, I might add.
3 courses, yeah.
Not to mention the delicious juice that they gave us.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what we've done today. But I'll let you, Dan, explain how this farm reserve came about.
So the guy that owned it used all of the land to farm. So it's like a farm, working farm. And then what happened was, in 2008, we had the big global crash when all the economies around the world crashed.
Mm-hmm.
He decided that people weren't that interested in the crops anymore. So he gave up half of his farm to nature. So what he did was he literally split his farm in half. He said one half will be for nature, one half will still be farm, but different type of farming. So they were only going to farm different types of crops this time, like root, what we would call root vegetable type
Tuber
crops.
vegetables.
Tuber vegetable. Yeah. So one half is still doing that. The other half he completely bulldozed, got rid of everything, and basically started again. And what he did was he kind of built, not like put individual plants in, but kind of let it go to nature.
He let it overgrow.
Yeah, he just let it go to nature. He didn't do anything with it. He just left it.
That's right.
And now we're talking 15 years later. He's now got a tropical rainforest.
Yeah.
On his land, because this is what happens in Costa Rica, because the ground is so rich in minerals, because of all the volcanoes, because it rains all the time, because it's sunny as well. Everything just grows and grows and grows crazy quickly.
Yeah.
So 15 years down the line, he's now got a tropical rainforest on his land. He still owns the land. It's his land.
Yeah.
And then what he does is he kind of leases, part of his land out to tour companies who take people like us around on his land through his rainforest, and we get to see all the most incredible wildlife, which is what we've done tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. And as the guide said, it's a case of educating people
Yeah.
rather than, pulling things down that's going to take away creatures' habitats, of using that for them to make money through tourists and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the creatures we saw in the tropical forest bit. The main creature is frogs and toads, isn't it? I mean, there was many different types of creatures there, but there's many different types of frogs.
Yes, it's mainly insects and reptiles.
And amphibious, reptiles and things, yeah.
Yeah, they're the main groups of the main groups of animals that you would find. And obviously you've got the flora and fauna, which were amazing just on their own,
Yeah.
I mean, you could just walk around and be absolutely mesmerised by the plants.
And I think the one that stood out to me, plant-wise, was the one at the end of the tour, which is it's waterproof.
Yeah.
Waterproof leaves. So it has this wax coating on it.
Yeah.
So water can't, it just runs straight off it.
And that's because what happens with this particular plant, even though it grows in the rainforest, if the plant gets too wet, it will rot and die.
Yeah.
So it's actually waterproof.
Yeah.
Another plant that stuck out for me was the one that smelled like the shampoo.
Yeah. Yeah. Which he did actually say, the guide, in the past, locals have used this flower. They've taken the whatever out of the flower and made shampoo.
Yeah, what you do, you kind of like where the flower is, there's like stems there. You kind of rub the stem bit.
Yeah.
And you smell your hand, and it smells like you washed your hair.
Yeah,
Like,
it
smells like a shampoo.
We did have a smell of it as well, and
Yeah.
it did smell nice.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, I mean, aside from all of just the plants, I mean, the animals, I mean, they're everywhere.
yeah.
Everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's some sort of insect.
I think today we must have seen about 8 or 9 different species of frog,
Easily.
2 different species of toad, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
countless insects.
Yeah. We saw a bullfrog, massive.
Yeah, bullfrog.
Really
we saw
big.
A banana spider.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
A gecko.
We saw a gecko. We saw a millipede.
And we saw a bullet ant, and that's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
So the bullet ants are massive, really big, and you've got to stay away from them because you'll get a bit of a sting from them if you go into their territory. So you've got to be careful around them. But we did see one, and it was quite amazing to see.
They're quite aggressive.
They are very aggressive, yeah.
And your favourite? Tell them.
Oh, we saw 2 more sloths today, and I'm made up, I am, because I saw some more sloths. And this time we got a picture of its face. So it's brilliant. So I'm over the moon.
And I would like to say as well that the way that they ran the tour was brilliant. It's one of the best in the way that the wildlife tour is done. I've done a few wildlife tours now, and I've got to admit this is one of probably the best in the way that the guide kind of did all of the photographing and all of the things, so you didn't have to.
Yeah.
So you could actually enjoy the experience instead of worrying about, not even paying any attention to what the guide's saying because you're trying to get the best photograph or the best angle.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about any of that. And then right at the end of the tour, he sent you all of the pictures there and then, so you didn't have to worry about any of it. And we have some of the most incredible footage of some of these animals.
Yeah, pictures. Yeah.
And that's one of the best things of all the wildlife stuff I've done around, across the world. That's one of the best. Tonight's was one of the best, I think, ideas that I've done, because I've done it before where I've been on tours like that, and I'm more interested in getting the photograph than I am in what the guide's saying or what's going on around me. But you didn't have to worry about that tonight.
No.
I hardly got my phone out my pocket.
Yeah.
I didn't need to. And I was just immersed in the experience in the rainforest.
And the family that owned the farm were really friendly, and the food was superb.
It was home cooked food.
Home cooked food. When we arrived, they gave us a glass of mint and lime drink, which was really, really refreshing. And then after we did the tour, we had a soup, homemade soup.
Yeah.
And they made, it's a vegetable soup made with a lot of the vegetables they grow on their farm. And then for the main course, they did a rice and chicken dish, a traditional Costa Rican rice and chicken dish. And they made this yucca. It's called, yucca, from the yucca plant. And it's kind of like a potato. But it's got a very different taste to it, which is absolutely amazing.
It's delicious.
Yeah, and we had that with a bit of salad with it. And then for the pudding, I'm not even sure what it
I
was,
don't know what it was.
but it tasted
It was
amazing.
delicious.
It was like an iced jelly,
Yeah.
and then inside it was bits of fruit, you know.
It
And
was amazing.
oh, it was superb. And then we got, as well, on top of that, we got our drink, which was homemade pineapple juice. And it tastes a whole lot different to how you would think pineapple juice tastes. It's not as sweet, but it works.
It's delicious.
Yeah. So that was the meal, and it was brilliant. And they have a little gift shop if you want to buy things there. Oh, and that's something else to sell in the gift shop, which you never mentioned. They've actually got they grow their own peppercorns. It's a vine. Did he say it was a vine?
It's a
didn't
vine,
he?
yeah.
It's actually a vine. And did you know that black and white peppercorns are the same peppercorn, but they're just produced in different ways?
Yeah, it's from the same plant.
Yeah, but it's from exactly the same plant.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they sell that in the little shop as well.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And
but-
then, like I say, we haven't even spoke about the waterfall yet.
Oh yes, the waterfall. I
Yeah,
forgot
the
all about
picture
that.
now.
Yeah.
Waffling on, and we haven't even spoke about that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the horse ride, stroke waterfall.
So before all of this, we did the horse riding through the jungle this morning.
Yeah, that was this morning to afternoon.
And went to the famous waterfall. So if you googled Costa Rica, if you just went into Google and put Costa Rica in, this waterfall will come up on one of the first searches that you do. And it's called the La Fortuna waterfall. And obviously we're in La Fortuna, so we had to go to the waterfall.
Of course.
And it is spectacular. It really is beautiful. You can swim right up to it. It's beautiful. I mean,
But the horses were lovely as well.
Yeah.
I love being on the horse.
Yeah, they were so good. They just went.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do anything.
They do it that often. They actually know the route without being told.
You don't have to do anything.
All you've got to do is control them, which is very easy.
Yeah.
Because I've never been on a horse before in my life. And basically, you get on, you have your stirrup, you move your stirrup to the right if you want them to move to the right, you move it to the left if you want them to move to the left, you pull the stirrup backwards if you want them to slow down, because they will go on their own accord, start
And they did.
getting a bit faster.
And they did.
I nearly ended up in a ditch at one point because he just decided to take a detour. But and I was like, don't go there, but he did, and I was like, right, just hope for the best. But it was fine. But yeah, and they were lovely horses as well, so placid.
Our guide was so nice.
The guide was a nice guy. He does that trip a couple of times a day, and when we finished on the horses, I mean, it's quite, it is quite energetic, isn't it? The walk to the waterfall. Going there is not so bad. Coming back's a bit more, like, if you're not very fit.
It's quite steep.
If you're not very fit, you'll be out of breath by the time you get back to the top.
It's quite steep.
But yeah,
But
so
beautiful. I highly recommend it.
but oh yeah, I mean,
Even if you just go to the water, you don't have to take the horses to the waterfall. Even if you just go to the waterfall, I highly recommend
Yeah.
the visit. It's beautiful.
although I did like taking the horses to the waterfall.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So yeah, and then we did that, and then we got back to the top, and then we didn't realise that we'd be riding the horses back, because we thought that we'll just get
Yeah.
transport, but no, we rode the horses back as well, so that was a bonus.
Yeah, that was a Brucey
And
bonus.
yeah, we got back, and that was that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been an awesome day.
and then yeah, we're just sat on the balcony here last night in La Fortuna, and tomorrow
Coffee.
we head
Costa Rican coffee.
Costa Rican coffee, some of the best coffee I think I've ever tasted. And then tomorrow we're off to Monteverde for 2 days.
Mm.
You've got your zip line thing coming up.
Yeah, So we will, we'll check in with you in Monteverde.
Monteverde, here we come.
Adios.
Arrivederci.